how to railjack, because I think we need to remind ourselves of some of the most fundamental things of railjack. So this video is hoping to answer some pretty simple questions, some very basic questions. Number 1, what should we do at the start of a mission? Number 2, how do we kill a lot of enemy fighters really quickly? Number 3, how do we kill an outrider ship? Number 4, how do we destroy a cruise ship? Let's get into it. For this video, here is the avionics grid that I am using. Now notice it is a lot different to an avionics grid that I would normally use because I am specifically doing this to demonstrate something very specific. So, we're going to use Seeker Volley. And because we're using Seeker Volley, we're also going to be equipping Warhead, because Warhead increases the damage of Seeker Volley, okay? So, you need to think about using Warhead if you want to use Seeker Volley, unless you're perfectly fine with using a gimped Seeker Volley. Otherwise, we have Particle Ram because Particle Ram is always good. We have Munitions Vortex because Munitions Vortex is always good. But I am going to personally limit my use of Munitions Vortex to maybe once or twice, and that's it, just for the purpose of this video. Otherwise, Ion Burn, Conic Nozzle, Wind Cyclone, as always, Bulkhead, which is just Lavin, not Z-Key. We've got Hyperstrike, which is also just Lavin, not Z-Key, and we will be perfectly fine with just these two avionics not being the almighty god tier Z-Key versions. Or Z-Key versions, rather. Wing Steel be Z-Key because that's always very good. Add Ripload because I'm actually going to be using my missiles quite a lot as well. And just to remind ourselves on the weapons, it's a Lavin Karkadox, a Vidar Karkadox, and a Tycho Seeker Mark III. That's it. Woo! Let's get into it. So for the purpose of this particular video, I am going to be playing around in Gaian Point, which is just the sort of go-to destroy a bunch of fighters, destroy a bunch of cruise ships, and you're done point in the Vale Proxima. If you wanted to go to Roost Warfield and you don't have something like Void Hull, I would probably recommend finding someone to join who has Void Hull, or just joining a crew in general would be a lot better than trying to do Roost Warfield by yourself without something like Void Hull. So that's my personal recommendation. So now that we are sitting in Gaian Point, what is the first thing we should do with our railjack? Obviously the answer is to move backwards, I'm kidding. The first thing you should probably do is activate Ram's Particle Ram. Instantly, just use it, and then you can basically do all sorts of things. You can farm the batteries, you can go and shoot other ships and ram into them and kill them. That's literally it. Oh, we got ourselves another Ripload, that's fine. So as you can see, now we're getting flooded with enemies, and at that point, that's when Seeker Volley rather, becomes less effective. Unfortunately. It's kind of why I really like Void Hull. I've already said this. I'm repeating myself. But I do want to repeat myself just to make sure that we get the point across. So, like I said, something like Munitions Vortex, really powerful.
You're making waves, Dreamers.
If you can grab that, you just need to grab that from Saturn, and then you can do quite a lot of damage. Just like that. That is one way of killing a lot of enemies really quickly. Alternatively, when we have quite a lot of enemy fighters that are sort of low on health, you can always use good old-fashioned Seeker Volley, you can probably finish them off. Again, the only problem with Seeker Volley that I have, personally, is that it does spread the resources out, so I don't know where half of the drops are. So because Seeker Volley is affected by Warhead, if you happen to have a Z-Key Warhead, use it, if you can fit it. Then your Seeker Volley will be doing even more damage than mine is, and I will be ever so slightly jealous. Except not really, because Void Hull is probably far superior to Seeker Volley anyway. Every so often you also get all of your energy back, which is just fantastic. I don't know why, don't ask me why, I still haven't figured out why. I just let it be. I don't question it, it just happens. Gotta love the fireworks. Okay, so we have ourselves an Outrider here. This one is a particularly tanky ship. If you just shoot it normally, like an imbecile, you won't be doing a whole lot of damage. We did just do quite a bit of damage to it, but that's because we shot these glowing red things right here. They're actually weak spots. If you shoot at the glowing red things, you will do a lot of damage when it explodes. Similar logic to the engines of a cruise ship. If you shoot the engines of a cruise ship and they explode, they actually do quite a bit of damage to the cruise ship itself. An alternative way, and a probably more efficient way, is to just simply use your missile. That tends to have a 100% kill rate. The only times it doesn't necessarily kill an Outrider is maybe if it happens to be hit by a particularly strong healing cloud, in which case you're kind of screwed here and there. Okay, so we're going to try and lower the health of this cruise ship all the way down with our normal gun and our rocket. Notice how the health is almost down. Actually, is the health down? The health is down. The cruise ship has not exploded. Why is that? Because it turns out you can't kill a cruise ship with bullets. Okay? So, let's not make that fundamental mistake again. Okay, so how do we kill a cruise ship? What we're going to do is we're just going to fire our Carcadox at it. Which, yes, kind of sounds like when you fire a Cryopid at it, that sounds really pointless. For a Cryopid, yes, it is pointless. But for a Carcadox, not quite. Because the Carcadox can actually strip armor. And by doing so, we have just blown up a cruise ship with our gigantic laser cannon. And now we have to go fix our ship. Now, if you wind back to the avionics grid, you may notice that there is something missing, something that I yelled at someone for not having as well. That particular thing is called forward artillery. It is an avionic that increases the power of your gigantic laser cannon. Well, it turns out that at least at Gaian Point, so long as you strip enough armor, you don't even need forward artillery to completely one-shot a cruise ship. Meaning that, you know, it's not bad. It just happens to fall under the standard armor shenanigans. So, you know, strip their armor and you'll be fine. There are only two ways to kill a cruise ship. You should know this by now. Number 1, gigantic space laser. Number 2, well, let's actually do number 2.
Ruptured, sealed. Darkwing slingshot loaded. Tenno in the barrel.
Let's get out of here.
We have been ordered, and here is the team. Ship secured. De-escalated.
I believe that ship has exploded. Yes, it has.
Ground sleds inbound. Prepare to repel.
And there are all the resources from that particular cruise ship.
Eliminated. Focus on remaining targets.
But that's basically it. And that was
Sector
half an hour. No.
enemy
According to the
has
recording, that was
failed.
24 minutes
Mission
of dicking around. Again, if you want to do it a lot faster, you would try and get yourself something like Void Hole. So in review, how do we start a mission? We literally move forward. We don't move backwards, we move forwards. How do we kill a lot of enemies? You could potentially use something like Seeker Volley, or you could use something like Munitions Vortex. Essentially, you're gonna need battle avionics if you want to kill a lot of enemies really quickly. How do we kill Outriders? We either A, shoot the blinking red lights because those are weak spots, or B, use a missile because that basically does so much damage in an AoE that it's probably going to one-shot that Outrider most of the time. And how do we kill cruise ships? We don't use our main guns unless our main guns can strip armor like the Karkanox or the APOC. We then use the laser to destroy the cruise ship. You can't kill a cruise ship with bullets, it just simply will not die. Or you board the cruise ship and you destroy the core from the inside. That's it. So, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Do you have any other questions about Railjack? Just leave them in the comments and I will get around to answering them whenever I can. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Warframe content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!